following Four Aces production is for mature audiences only. Listener discretion is highly advised.
Are you ready? Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody!
This is the Raw Impact Unleashed.
All right. So we are back, guys. That's right. Your ears are not deceiving you. The Raw Impact Unleashed is back. Me and your boy Cole are here to be.
Yo.
There he is. There he is. The man with the master plan. Your boy Cole. And tonight we are joined yet again. We are honored to be joined by John from Sacramento. What's up, John?
Going on, man? Thanks for having me again.
No problem.
Welcome to the Raw Impact Unleashed Sanctuary. It feels so good to say that.
Yeah.
All right, so we was just talking about the Jericho match as Kevin's watching it and going, oh, and everybody's fucking ear right now. All right. Commentator said something during this match that they got me to actually go and calculate some numbers. I pulled up an Asian baby off the ground and I put him on the table and I said, do math. And some numbers formulated and some shit happened. All right, what was said was they compared Jericho to Rock and Stone Cold combined, right? And they said Jericho is equal or greater to Rock and Stone Cold combined.
Their runs, yeah.
Right. Okay. So I'm like, what the fuck? Let me do some numbers. All right. So I jump on, the famous, fact checker Wikipedia.
All right.
and I count all of Stone Cold Steve Austin's titles from when he was with before WWE, all the way, the WCW, all his wrestling.
Right.
Right. Got all his titles collected. All right. Got his numbers together. Got the Rock's numbers together. Same thing. Put them together. They got 37 titles between the two of them in 26 active years.
Okay.
Jericho has 41 titles.
God damn.
In 29 active years.
So it was
madman.
So technically, Jericho is greater than the Rock and Stone Cold put together based on titles. But when you throw King of the Ring and Royal Rumble in, that equals up to 42 with Stone Cold and The Rock, and Jericho at 41, still with just titles. He doesn't have any King of the Ring or Royal Rumble.
Fair enough. Okay.
So solely on titles, Jericho is the man. But
yeah.
when you give him, the perks of the King of the Ring and Royal Rumble, which Jericho has been part of both, he has not succeeded where Stone Cold and The Rock have. But it took two men to equal one more win than Jericho.
Damn. What's killing me right now, is like at this point in time, every single title pretty much has changed hands. Like I was just
I thought you'd notice.
Yeah, I was just like, wait a minute, everybody's dropping their titles.
He just beat Jericho right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, wait a minute. It's like Oprah Winfrey out there. You get a title? You get a title? You want a title? You get a title. You want a title?
Well, all right. If you notice so far, the people who have lost titles have
all left.
Signed with AEW. All Elite Wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. Which is Jericho, Cody, The Young Bucks, fucking Hangman Page and his little crew.
I'll say this. This is the only part that was kind of like a heart drop moment for me. Every time one of them came out, I almost instantaneously knew that if they had a belt, they were going to drop it.
Gone.
And yeah, and if they didn't have a belt, they weren't about to win one. Like, it was just like, no. Like, I just couldn't even get into the match of hoping that they would win. But anyway. But yeah, Wrestle Kingdom definitely a unique experience from this standpoint. You guys can give your thoughts on it as well. Your overall. So far for me, I'm basically about one match away from the finale. I believe Omega and whatchamacallit is next.
Yeah. You got
Omega and Tanahashi.
Yeah.
So okay. But the one thing I noticed is that the crowd definitely got hotter as the night went on. But a lot of those early matches were really good, and I just didn't feel the crowd completely. And that really, like, in all honesty, that would be my only takeaway from the entire show so far. It's just that. Okay, yeah, it took a minute for the stadium to fill up, or maybe it just took a minute for the crowd to get hot.
No. But see, that's you're not getting the Japanese crowd. The Japanese crowd is never really hot.
Okay.
I mean, it's exceptional when a Japanese crowd is actually loud. Like in the main event and in Jericho's match, when they got crazy, when the crowd gets crazy, that means you are actually entertaining the whole fucking crowd. Okay. Otherwise, they're sitting there enjoying it because it's a respect thing. They're quiet. They're not like dumbass Americans just yelling, "Kick his ass! Whoop his ass! I bet you won't whoop his ass! Drop it on his neck! Kill him! I tell you what, man, you bring me another beer, Bud Light right here, over here, two, $7. Fuck that!" No, but yeah, they're not. It's a respect thing when it comes to the crowd. So when you're looking for that warm up, it's not going to happen because it's not that culture that you're used to.
For sure.
And some of the TV shows, like on Axis, they put in a lot of sound, a lot of crowd noise for the American broadcast. If you watch the original play on the pay-per-view or whatever, it doesn't have a lot of that sound. It's quiet until it rambles up in certain points of the match where the falls start to happen, where they know there's going to be a winner soon. Yeah. It ramps up, but other than that, it pretty much stays quiet unless it's a crazy match like Jericho's and the match you're about to watch with Kenny Omega. That shit was crazy. I noticed the crowd in the main event match, like halfway through the match, I'm like, they're not quietening down. Like it just kept going and going.
You got that wave roll. John, your thoughts on the crowd noise or the crowd's reaction to the show?
I'm not gonna lie, I expected it. Up until, like Cole said, up until Tanahashi and Omega, where there was an unending fucking stream of them screaming for about 15 minutes.
Nice.
Yeah. In the middle of that 15 minutes, that's when I realized they're not being quiet. Yeah. It got to me like, wait a minute, they're actually, and like Kenny Omega, they started to look around, like at the crowd, like the crowd was so into it, they stopped for a second. I remember I was looking at them; they were getting inside the ring. Kenny Omega just looked up. He was out on the apron. He looked up at the crowd and like his eyebrows like perked a little bit, and he got through the ropes, and went back to business. But he was like, "Wow, that shit's loud." I'm like, "Yeah, it's loud, bro. Yeah, go get him.
That's for you.
Whoop his ass. Whoop his ass."
But yeah. You were saying, John?
I don't know. That was it, basically. Honestly.
Yeah. Like, and to me, the whole show from beginning to end, and I can say it like this, and you guys can tell me if you agree. It was the most wrestling I've seen in a single show in a while. Like every single match, actual wrestling. Like not necessarily like you say, like I think we've said on the show before, not like WWE style, a lot of high spots, a big finish, so on and so forth. They had all of that, but there was a lot of actual in-ring, like actual wrestling to just about every match throughout the entire show.
Yeah, and they were pulling out moves that I have like maybe once seen, maybe twice at the most. Like, and I've watched wrestling for a good 30 years, and they were bringing out some stuff, and it was more judo like stuff, like grappling with the like not only an arm bar, but it looked like I'm gonna put you in a hurricane running, but we both go down, and then all of a sudden I got you in an armbar kind of type thing. You know,
Yeah.
it wasn't like I'm gonna show you how to do this armbar. It was like I'm gonna show you how to do a hurricane run. Fuck that, I got your arm, boy. I was like, wow, where'd that come from? You know, like
Yeah.
shit like that. And there was a couple of finishing moves that I've seen that were like devastating that I hadn't seen like just into the match. Like I've only seen like cuts of them on fucking Facebook and shit. Like check this shit out. This motherfucker killed this fool. Like the one where he hooks the arms and then drops down to his butt with the face plant.
Yeah, that was in the
I never seen a setup to that. I've only
Right.
seen him drop them. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And then seeing that setup, I was like, oh shit, it's a boom. But yeah, it was certain moves like caught me, and I was like, yeah, I like this. Let's keep on going. But yeah,
Well,
it kept me excited.
I would say so myself, right? Or the same thing myself. Like, and that's the whole thing about it. It's shows like that that make me realize that there are things equal to, if not better than. You see what I'm saying? Like WWE. Like WWE, don't get me wrong, it's still the major leagues as far as wrestling is concerned. But you have like high A's of ROH, New Japan, those types of places that are just as good. They just don't necessarily have the money backing them that Vince has. Hello? Oh, John.
Okay, I was wondering what's going on.
No problem.
If anything or not, but okay, but no, yeah, I agree with you entirely. Like, this was my first New Japan pay-per-view that I was even watching,
Okay.
and so starting from that and seeing those 60-second sequences when compared to WWE, like always, was
Yeah, quick
fucking
spots.
nuts.
Oh,
Yeah.
And I noticed that it was about, at minimum, at least once a match, you had one of those. You see them a lot of indie shows. Me and Cole have seen them a lot of the indie shows we've gone to. You see where the guys trade moves, like they trade moves for, like you said, good 60 seconds or so. Just boom, 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 and you see that, and it's one of those things where it's just like, that's wrestling. Like that's what gets you excited about watching a match. You start seeing like
Honestly,
that. You're like, yeah, let's roll, let's do it. And it's sad that we don't see more of that in WWE. We see it sparingly, but we see it a lot. We have other places where we can see it quite often, because this is like I said, this is typical of a New Japan pro wrestling TV show on Axis. So. Wrestle Kingdom was just literally like a 2-3 hour long version of that, and it was amazing from beginning to end. I haven't gotten to the end, but so far I can say from beginning to end, and I would.
Oh no, yeah. Honestly, I agree. From start to finish, that show was fucking wild, and I loved it, dude.
Every single minute of it, and I give credit to a lot of these guys. Like, for instance, a name I had heard plenty of times before, but was completely unaware of, have never really seen a full match with him. Will Ospreay, the guy who opened the match. Now, don't get me wrong,
Ospreay,
yeah, he that ending to that match was just rough. Like,
oh no, yeah, that.
I don't think it was even necessary.
Me and my cousin were watching it together, and the way he just fucking flopped onto the mat and stopped moving.
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute, like, is he all right? And they put him on the stretcher, and he was bleeding out of the mouth.
Yeah.
And I had to stop for a minute. Like, did I just see someone die?
Like, no.
No, he's
Yeah.
dying, but he ain't dead yet.
He ain't dead yet. But real talk though, yes. You had to think about that, because like, to be honest with you, like, when he went down from the elbow to the back of the dome, I was like, okay, pin him and just throw up the X, like, get this shit over with. Like, but like when he like picked him up like limp bodied and put him in his finisher, I was like, oh my God, why, Johnny? It's not necessary. You had the match. Let it go. It really was like an uncomfortable moment, but like I said, It's a part of how they wrestle over there. If you've ever seen a Mick Foley, Japanese death match, it's just part of how things are done out there. But wow,
Did
was
you
it
see
uncomfortable
the
to
tweet
watch
that
that?
Will Ospreay put out after? He was it was the GIF of him, knocking Kota Ibushi's head off, and he captioned it with something along the lines of, "I've changed my style because it was making my life get cut shorter. So instead, I'm gonna start cutting other people's lives shorter."
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, he said, everybody wants me to change my style because it's gonna cut my life shorter, or my career shorter. Instead, I'm just gonna cut everybody else's career shorter. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. There's some shit right there. Get him.
Nothing but respect from here. Nothing but respect from here. Like I'll say it like this. This
now he ain't gonna get nobody to want to fucking wrestling. They're like, fuck that. That motherfucker gonna try to kill me. Fuck that.
We I still don't know quite what happened as far as like behind the scenes. I just remember that one match at the BTW event that we went to like a few years back, where dude hit that move. Dude hit like one or two moves on him, and dude got out the ring and was like, "Fuck it, I'm out."
Oh no!
You know what I'm talking about?
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's rehash that.
All right, John, you'll enjoy this story.
Okay. I'm ready.
So everybody knows the bad guy, Scott Hall. Well, he's got a bad son named Cody Hall.
Yep.
And Cody Hall was green as fuck at the time. Probably still a little green. I haven't really seen him that much. I have seen him on New Japan a little bit, but he's more or less been on the sidelines. I haven't really seen him wrestle. But anyway, he's super green. He gets in the ring. He tries to motherfucking basically break homie's arm. Vinny Marcero or whatever. He's been on Lucha Libre, Lucha Underground and all that shit. But anyway, motherfucker flips him around a couple times, grabs him by his arm, almost breaks his shit, flips him over again, and Vinny gets the fuck up and gets out the ring and fucking runs off. I'm like, fuck him, fuck that. I don't give a fuck. I'm done. And starts and like all of us, we're set up. We got the camera set up. We're broadcasting. And fucking all the wrestlers are lined up in the back with us, watching the show. And this motherfucker walks up to like, who was it? Frankie Kazarian and Chris Masters and Christopher Daniels and all these guys, right? And he's like, fuck that motherfucker. He's trying to break my fucking arm. Fuck that. I got to go to work tomorrow. Motherfucker, I got a family to feed. And walks to the fucking locker room. And then Cody's like, Cody's sitting in the ring on the top rope, like legs over this rope, back over this part of the rope, like he's just lounging and shit. And the ref has to count the 10, and then fucking give Cody the win and shit. So we all know the story that Cody's green as fuck, and so we smoking some weed with Cody later on that night. He's like, "Man, you're bigger than him. You can handle it." I was like, "Bro, I ain't getting in the ring with your ass.
You ain't killing me.
I'm greener than you, but I ain't gonna hurt you."
Oh damn.
That was an interesting experience. Like,
and then about 2 months later, he went to Japan, and ain't nobody seen him since.
Dad said, "Hey man, we gotta stash you someplace after that one. Like that shit went viral, man. Like we gotta get you out of here."
Even on some DDP shit on DDP's YouTube and shit.
Yeah.
Scott Hall lives in the house in the accountability house.
Yeah.
With Jake the Snake and all that. Like they moved down the block now, I think. But at the time they was in the house and they was doing all these DDP yoga videos and shit.
Yeah.
And Scott Hall said he's trying to do some shit with people that don't want to do the shit. He's got to learn that you got to be in the ring with somebody that wants to do the move, not just I'm gonna do the move on you.
Right.
So yeah, he.
You would think like that's
and that's exactly the situation that happened at that show that we was at.
Right.
It was like the motherfucker didn't want to do the shit, and you just kept trying to push it, and you almost broke his fucking arm. So. Stop trying to push it, motherfucker, and put on a show. Don't just be, I'm gonna go out there and throw you around.
And see that, and to me, I would think that would be wrestling 101. Like make sure your opponent wants to do the move before attempting the move. Like, because like it doesn't work if you don't.
Or at least know how to do the move right.
Right.
because it was supposed to be like this armbar hip toss type thing that I don't turn into a pretzel, something like that. I don't know. I don't know what happened, but it didn't go right.
And let me say this. I can say this now after watching this for the past about 3.5 hours, or three and a half hours, however long it's been. Why does every, like, even when we went to the live G1 event, it just had this feel of like Ali versus Frazier, like back in the day, like it's just in such big stadiums, and I don't know why WWE doesn't look like that. Maybe it's because of how they frame it, but it just looks like an old school boxing match. Like the way the arena is lit, you don't really see the crowd. Like the crowd's there, you hear them, but you don't see them. Like they're not actually, like, once again, like we talked about earlier, like a WWE show. They're not part of the show.
Yeah, well, that's it.
Oh, it's because of
You just answered your shit.
it's how WWE does lighting versus everybody else for no reason at all whatsoever. They even have that lighting in NXT that you just talked about.
Yeah.
They
Whereas-
darken out the whole crowd and put the light only on the ring, so it's all the attention's there, like an old boxing match.
Exactly.
And WWE doesn't do anything else because it's Vince.
Yeah. Now, another guy that I discovered via Wrestle Kingdom, got to start watching some of these shows more often. Jay White,
Oh,
my dog in his Sopranos look. I was digging it.
In Ghetto,
Yeah. Is that his name, Ghetto?
it's GEDO. I guess it's Ghetto, man. That's the only way I know how to spell that. That's Ghetto. I got a Ghetto. GEDO.
GDO. Oh, man. Yeah, no, that was another great match. Like, I was just like, okay. And those two went at it considering there was no belt on the line.
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was pretty much the only
Okada
singles
could have a match with a fucking broomstick, and the broomstick would still look good by the end of the match.
Yep. Damn right.
Sorry, go on, Cole.
No, you good, bro.
Oh, man.
I stopped talking and started reading.
Let's see. Okay, so my nomination after watching this for intro of the night goes to friggin' what is it? Kushida for the Back to the Future intro. Only part about it I didn't like was that little kid looked creepy. His head was just way too big for his body. Like, he looked like a super deformed kid. I don't know if they did that on TV on purpose or if that really is that kid's head. Because if that's really his head, I feel sorry for him. Because his head just looked a little too big for his body. But that was a sick-ass little, like, thing that they did there where they got him out there and then he stood there and then the dude came up. And that was pretty tight. I was like, all right. Yeah, I liked it.
I ain't see it.
You didn't see it? You got up and went and got some popcorn, didn't you?
Nah, I fast forwarded through everybody's entrance. I ain't got time for that shit. Oh fuck! I know they walking from there to there. I know what the fuck they doing. I don't care what they do in between. Shit, just get in the ring, wrestle.
That we saw a lot of. All right, so
Nah, they music kid. I skipped 2 minutes.
See, real wrestling. Has Omega finally announced that he's signing with AEW yet?
Or WWE? Because
Does he need
WWE offered a big contract. I heard.
Well, I know, but like I think that they said that the main difference between the two is that AEW could offer creative control over his character, and that's something WWE couldn't and most likely wouldn't offer.
Yeah, but how many people have that? How many people have shown up as AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Bobby Roode? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's their personas that they own. Kenny Omega owns his shit. I'm sure they'll give him Kenny Omega. Yeah, he's got to do different characters. That's WWE.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he can. WWE will give him his name, so he will keep his name and fucking push him hard like they do with everybody else.
So here's my question in bringing that up. Is Kenny Omega a straight to the main roster guy, or do you funnel him through NXT to develop him a WWE fan base before he hits the main roster?
I personally I would say 3 months in NXT.
A
Give
short run.
me give me 3 months in NXT. Um, just to get that WWE style down, because everybody knows WWE got their own type of wrestling style. So he gets that down, and then boom, and within 3 months, I'm sure he'll have that over with.
For sure.
As much as he's wrestled Jericho and other people, he's cool. Um, but yeah, I would put him down in NXT for a few months, and then bam, have him on the main roster, because you just had a main roster hit with EC3. 6 people.
Right.
Six different things. So you couldn't. Well, I'm not saying you couldn't. You can just
Yeah.
fuck the roster if you want
Right.
to. I mean, he's got enough momentum where he doesn't have to hit NXT, and he can come on the main roster, do live shows, and get accustomed to the style.
Right.
But my personal thing, I would like him to go to NXT, fill around.
Well,
Plus, a lot of guys at NXT he's wrestled with on the Indies.
right. And it
So
would give him
so
yeah.
hitting there, NXT blow up, and then main roster blow up real quick after that. He's already blown up around the world. Might as well push him in, push him hard.
For sure. And John, your thoughts?
Oh no, yeah, he got it right on the dot. But my reason for wanting him to go through NXT would just be for the matches alone, just to see him go fucking nuts with a bunch of the people on the NXT roster, dude.
Yeah,
Amen to that.
yeah. I mean, he's been through probably half the roster. Now we can see him with the other half.
Probably.
Then we can see him with fucking, not only Rollins and Ambrose and fucking Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, like wherever he goes, SmackDown, Raw, it doesn't matter. It's gonna be great matches with these guys.
Omega Nakamura, WrestleMania 36.
Hey, it could happen.
Oof.
It could happen.
It could. It very
I'm not
well
gonna rule
could.
that out.
Shoot. I would love to see it happen. I think it would be an amazing match. All right, fellas. Let's for a quick second while I finish this up. Move away from Wrestle Kingdom and talk a little AEW. Um, AEW right now is. I just found out that not only are they backed by billionaires, but I guess they're backed by the dude that owns the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah,
That's why Cody walked to a final showdown with the Jacksonville Jaguars with lifting belt.
Right. I was just like, oh, like they were talking about it during Wrestle Kingdom. Yeah, I was just like Jacksonville. I was like, oh, it's that Khan. Like, cause I knew it was a dad and a son named Khan. Like, I knew it was the Khans, but I was like, I didn't know it was that Khan.
Shahid Khan and his son Tony Khan. Tony Khan literally took a TV into his college orientation just so he could watch some wrestling.
Wow.
Yeah. And he is the president of the team. Shahid Khan is the owner. Tony Khan with the money. Tony Khan is the president. Chris Harrington is head of business development. What's her name? Brandy is the brand
Like
advisor,
marketing.
chief brand officer.
Okay.
And Matt and Nick are executive vice president. Also, executive vice president is Cody Rhodes.
Right.
And they are also working in a working relationship with OWE, which is Oriental Wrestling Entertainment, out of Japan. And that's when they did their press conference a couple days ago. They announced they were working with OWE and they were going to bring in like SEMA and a tag team. Fuck, I forgot the name of the tag team. Shit. Something like something like the Hearts. Something Hearts. I forgot what it was though.
And I kind of got distracted by the comments on their little debut thing, but I was watching it on Facebook Watch, and I got caught up in the comments of people trying to make fun of them, like saying it, oh, this is supposed to compete with WWE. I'm like, hey man, these fools got the money to compete with WWE. It's just a matter of if they can sign the
money, but they got personnel too.
Yeah,
they got personnel to do it. I mean, when you look, they got B.J. Whitmer and Billy Gunn, badass Billy Gunn, Mr.
Really?
Ass
I know they
over
had Mr.
there.
Ass.
Yeah, both of them are producers, so they will be going through like matches and shit, set up matches,
Right.
and
Basically, your bookers.
producing segments,
Right.
backstage and what have you. But yeah, you got all these people. You got Jericho aboard. You got SoCal Uncensored, which I sent a text to Frankie Kazarian today. What's up, Frankie?
That's,
Um, Scorpio Sky, Christopher Daniels, Frankie.
yeah.
All them signed up. They was the first to announce at the fucking press conference.
Mhm.
They opened it up. It was Conrad and I forgot the other dude. Doing a little commentary, and then the first talents that came up was fucking SoCal Uncensored.
Yep.
So yeah, man, I was happy to see them being one of the first people to sign one of the greatest tag teams ever in wrestling.
All right. Now, John, before you drop some thoughts on us about AEW, I did want to say there was two comments that caught me. One that was kind of mocking, and the other one that just I love wrestling fans sometimes because some of them are just so quick witted. But this guy's like, SoCal. It was right when SoCal Uncensored come out, and it goes, "Oh, look at this! These guys signed all their friends." And he's like, well, how's that supposed to compete with anything? They're signing all their friends. And the guy right below him goes, bro, who better to share your vision of where you want your company to go and help it excel than your friends, the people that you've worked with in this industry for years. And I was just like, well, I guess nothing needs to be said to you anymore. Just go sit down in your corner, sir.
Yeah. Goodbye.
I'm like, it makes sense.
Bye now.
But John, your thoughts on AEW and their kind of debut event a few days ago?
Dude, it's great. It I don't know. I have a lot of faith in it. I hope it doesn't become like TNA and is the shit and a half for 8 years and then flops hard and loses everything.
Yeah.
But with the billionaire backing and Billy Gunn and SoCal Uncensored and all them on it, dude, I have so much faith in it becoming something possibly better than WWE at this point.
And
especially because they're partners with New Japan too. I heard, dude,
Yeah.
they're going to be flowing with talent for years to come.
well, I said this to Cole that I don't know if I said it on air or if I said it in a conversation we had. I think I may have just said it in a conversation we had, but I don't honestly believe that anybody will be able to truly unseat WWE. Like WWE has ingrained itself and kind of dug itself into the ground and grown roots as far as the wrestling world is concerned. Like I said, it will always be the major leagues when it comes to it. Now, what we can hope for is something along the lines of what happened during the Attitude Era. A product good enough to push WWE to be the best version of itself that it can be. That was what benefited from Ted Turner, and despite WCW eventually flopping, it brought us the Attitude Era. If WWE doesn't outdo WWF for so long in the Monday Night Wars, we don't get I don't believe that we get the Attitude Era because those events kind of force Vince to think of something else or go in a different direction in order to stay relevant and not lose all of his talent and not lose all of his viewers. At this point,
Kevin, you belong in a museum. I didn't think about it that way at all.
yeah, I think that in all honesty is the best that we can hope for. It's just another company that has enough talented people to push WWE to be the best version of itself that it can be. Because like I say, it's not going anywhere. It's not like Vince is going to go from being a billionaire generating all this money to all of a sudden broke because another wrestling federation came along. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's not like the WWE's going anywhere.
Well, it doesn't look like AEW is going to compete head to head with Raw.
Okay.
But it does look like they might compete head to head with SmackDown.
Okay.
As I'm looking right now at the trademarks that were filed in Jacksonville, it includes All Elite Wrestling, AEW All Out, AEW, Double or Nothing, Tuesday Night Dynamite.
Okay. Okay.
Now, Tuesday Night Dynamite says they're going to have a Tuesday night show, and it's repeating to
Right.
me. And then they got AEW Double or Nothing, and then several logos. But that Tuesday Night Dynamite tells me that they could possibly be going up against SmackDown Live.
Now I think the biggest question will be: will they go live or will they be pre-recorded?
I don't know. That remains to be seen. And the only event, well, they got two events coming up. That they announced at the fucking press conference, which is Double or Nothing, in Las Vegas, May 25th.
Okay.
At the MGM Grand Arena, and the other one they said it was going to be in Jacksonville, Florida, but they didn't give any other information.
Details for it. All right. But yeah, AEW said like you guys both said. I agree 100%. It is a potential threat. It's one of the first times that I can say in a while since Impact Wrestling or TNA's peak. It's the first time that I can say I could see somebody genuinely challenging WWE's top spot. Like I said, I don't necessarily know how long it'll last, but I could see them definitely challenging for the top spot.
How long is it gonna last? $100 million worth of investment. That's how long it's gonna last.
Because at some point it depends, and I think it also depends too. Because I think the major issue with Impact Wrestling was that once they began to lose some talent, they kind of and their writers went in the shithole. And once your writers go in the shithole, then it's just the booking gets off and it just turned into a crappy product. Now it has rebuilt itself in the sense of as a wrestling company and as a storyteller, but it's lost complete momentum as any type of a threat to WWE. Like all that momentum was lost the minute WWE signed Samoa Joe and AJ Styles, and, you know what I'm saying, James Storm, all these Impact Wrestling talents started showing up in WWE. That battle was lost the minute that happened. Because I think
James Storm's went back, man. James Storm went back, bro.
Yeah, I know. I give him credit for going back, but the bottom line is, bro, you signed your WWE contract. You got your payday from WWE. You know,
he didn't sign a contract. He fucking worked. He worked.
He worked the
2
one-off.
shows, got $500, little sip of coffee, and went back to TNA because they offered him more money.
Yeah.
But TNA they lost. Like 8 years ago, 8, 9, 10 years ago, they started falling off real bad.
When they hired Hogan. And Bischoff, that was when it really started going to the toilet.
Showed up, that was bad. They had just got off a Steiner too, so it was
35%. You understand?
Stop doing Steiner math right now. Don't do Steiner math. God damn it. That shit was hilarious when the New Day did that shit the other day. I was like, oh, hell no, they stole our bit. They stole our fucking bit.
Oh, man, kills me. I tell you, man, it's one of the greatest promos ever. It's not up there with Cream of the Crop, but it's like it's in that top 10, 15. Because his math is so, it blew my mind. Exactly, Steiner math. You take that and divide it by 4, add 3, and add 22, and you got 133%. What?
Shut up.
And never forget the end off the numbers will sacrifice it for you, and it's fucking great. And all the numbers formed to say sacrifice in the back.
Yeah.
All the fucking numbers and percent to use.
You look at Small Joe, and you can see that statement is not
There
true.
it is.
See, normally if you go one-on-one with another wrestler, you got a 50-50 chance of winning. But I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal. So you got a 25% at best at beating me. And then you add Kurt Angle to the mix, your chances of winning drastically go down. See, the three-way at sacrifice, you got a 33 and a third chance of winning. But I got a 66 and two-thirds chance of winning. Because Kurt Angle knows he can't beat me, and he's not even going to try. So, Samoa Joe, you take your 33 and a third chance, minus my 25% chance, and you got an 8 and a third chance of winning at sacrifice. But then you take my 75% chance of winning, if we used to go one-on-one, and then add 66 and two-thirds percent, I got 141 and two-thirds chance of winning at sacrifice. See, Joe, The numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you and sacrifice. See, but I'm going to break it down for all you ladies. Would you rather be with me, or would you rather be with Joe?
Well, I think Joe's kind of nice. I mean, you know.
Boop. All right, that's that.
Oh my God. He got 104. What's sad is all of his direct math makes sense. Like, he's adding his numbers correctly. He's minusing his numbers correctly. But his cross percentages just don't make no damn sense. Scott Steiner, I love you. You're definitely, for that promo alone, it reminds me of those old Ultimate Warrior promos where you talk about the mothership and go off on these tangents.
Fuel to the mothership is a blast of fire. Moon pies.
and I'd sit there even as a kid and go, I have no clue what this crazy white man just said, but I love it. Warrior, warrior, warrior. No clue what the hell he just said.
Nope.
Oh, man. Yeah. I was reading up on him the other day when I was doing my research for the top 10 Intercontinental Champions video for YouTube. Taking a look at that. Yeah, I got.
Who's your number one honky tonk man?
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
And you got the wrong list, bro. You got the wrong list because he's the greatest of all time.
I say it multiple times in the video. This is my top 10. You don't have to agree. You just have to listen.
Your top 10 is wrong. I'm just here to let you know.
Matter of fact, Honky Tonk didn't even make my top 10.
It's really wrong because he's the greatest of all time.
Oh, man. Oh, good Lord. That had to hurt.
Yes.
Kenny Omega's knee and that ring post are just not friends.
No, wait a minute. When the motherfucker do a goddamn dragon screw, off the ropes, bro, off the ropes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Why do they want to hurt each other? I don't understand this. No, I'm enjoying this way too much.
You've been watching wrestling for how long? Now you're asking why do they want to hurt each other?
Yo, you don't understand.
It depends on what storyline we're on. Okay?
Yeah. Oh,
either
God.
they want to tag team and he don't like him no more because he looked at his girl wrong. Oh, wait a minute. That's Macho Man and Hulk Hogan.
No, he don't like.
He's part of the corporation. And he's part of the nation.
No, he don't like him because he super kicked him through a glass mirror. And yeah, man, they ain't friends no more. And then the other one lost his job.
He's the Genetti. He's the Genetti.
I love it how for 25 years after the breakup of the Rockers, every tag team breakup was like, okay, who's Shawn Michaels and who's the Genetti?
Yeah.
Like for every single tag team breakup, even
I
Mankind and The Rock, you asked that question.
I remember when The Miz and John Morrison at the time, aka Impact, aka Mundo, aka Nitro, aka Hennigan,
aka too many goddamn names,
aka the generic Hercules, aka Boom, aka they was arguing. After they broke up, like, you know, they tag team broke up, and they was arguing. He was like, "You're the Genetti, no, you're the Genetti, no, you're the Genetti." Come to find out, in WWE, John Morrison, aka Nitro, aka was the Genetti.
It was the Genetti, yep. He's the one who scored. Well, I can't say that because Genetti never competed in a world championship match. You know, after the breakup of the Rockers, Morrison competed in multiple ones, a couple of singles ones and a couple of elimination chambers. So, like, his heights were a lot higher. He was, but of the two, I do agree completely. Based off the Miz's extensive career as a whole, yes, he became the Genetti. But I'm like, but he was better than Genetti. Like, no offense to Marty Jannetty, but like, bro, I think you sniffed the Intercontinental title for like a day once in your career, like outside of your tag team championships with Shawn Michaels. Like, I don't really think you did much. I thought about that as well.
Hey, he held the oh so prestigious WWE CW title.
True, didn't he? I'll say, but no, I actually thought about that with the Usos.
And he was Intercontinental Champion and motherfucking.
Shawn Michaels took that from him.
And then he went to motherfucking New Japan
Yeah.
after his WWE.
Did he
went
win
back
any
to
titles there?
as the AWA World Tag Team Championship twice
Nice.
with Shawn Michaels.
Michaels.
NWA Central States Heavyweight Championship twice.
With Shawn Michaels.
NWA Central States Tag Team Championship. Two with Tommy Rogers, one with Bob Brown, and one Shawn Michaels. NWA Central States Television Championship one time. CWA, the Continental Wrestling Association, Southern Tag Team Champions twice. Shawn Michaels still. Then we go to UWA Elite Champion one time. Intercontinental Champion for WWE one time. Tag Team Champion one time with the 1-2-3 Kid. Ooh, you thought that was gonna be Shawn Michaels, didn't you? And then yeah, that's it. That's all he got.
Wow, I guess he was
So he
a
had-
semi-accomplished champion.
And one of those championships came after his WWE.
So it's not that bad to be a Jannetty, huh? I guess so.
Nah, not really.
Not really. You got a couple. He got a couple. Good Lord, how many times you gonna powerbomb this dude? Oh, you want to go for another one, huh? Dude, stop kicking out. Just let it go. Good Lord.
That sounds like any Johnny Gargano match ever.
Black.
Yeah.
That motherfucker kicking too.
You know
Yeah.
what move is becoming way more vicious the more that I see it? The flipping Claymore kick. That is a vicious move. And just like the RKO, he can pull that shit out of nowhere.
Do you know the history of the Claymore kick?
Tell it to us, Cole.
Drew McIntyre wore some fucking tight ass leather pants one night when he was with 3MB.
Okay.
And he went to just give somebody a big boot. And the pants was so tight they pulled his other leg out from under him as he gave the big boot, and that became the first Claymore kick.
Skinny Jeans created the Claymore kick.
Yeah. Basically, Skinny Jeans created the Claymore kick. It was on Ride Along, and he was telling the story of it, and they showed the clip of when he was with 3MB doing the kick. And sure enough, them tight ass pants pulled his left leg up when he went to big boot with the right leg. His left leg went up with it, and Claymore kick. So then that's how it was born.
Wow.
Great.
That is awesome. Like,
So
one leg,
his most
whee!
devastating finisher was an accident.
Because, man, I'll tell you this much. And don't get me wrong. Like, there's a part of me. Okay, so on Monday Night Raw, they had was that last week's? That was last week's. They had the steel cage match between Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler. The match was fine. The Claymore kick that he gave him, once again, it was kind of like those RKOs just out of nowhere. But the part that got me was Dolph Ziggler sitting there in the chair when McIntyre comes back into the ring, runs at him to begin the Claymore kick, and Dolph Ziggler gets up and runs towards him. Like, give it all to me. And sure enough, lays him flat out. But it was just one of those funny...
And see, that's why I love Dolph Ziggler.
Amen to that. Like, he ran straight
He took
into
that big
it.
Scottish boot like a champ.
Exactly. Ate it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and enjoyed it too. Now, but that was, I just wanted to bring that up because that moment right there, because he's just laying there half dead, and then as soon as he gets up and starts running, he gets up and runs. Ow! And I was just like, okay, yeah, that was better than that. They've tried to recreate too many times that Machka kick with Shinsuke Nakamura, where he catches him going for the Kinshasa. They've tried to recreate it too many times. Like, it was great the first time it happened, but they've tried to recreate it like almost every match or every segment between those two. And it's just like, okay, yeah, it just doesn't have as much impact anymore as it did that very first time.
What you talking about?
The Machka kick, or the Kinshasa into the Machka kick with Rusev and Nakamura, how Nakamura will run out the corner at Rusev, and then Rusev hits him with the
Yeah,
Machka kick. To me, they've just done it too many times. Like it's like every time or every other time that those two are in the ring together, they're doing that spot.
yeah. Well, do what you know. Do what you
Do what you know, huh?
know. Yeah.
But did either of you happen to see Homecoming? Because I know I didn't.
I watched
Unfortunately,
some of it. It was. I don't know how to explain it, man. It was TNA, bro.
yeah. And let me tell you this. I know I got Usos. I know I got WWE on the mind because when I was watching the last episode of Impact on Pop, LAX looked like the Usos light. Like they just do to me, and like the way they cut their promos, and just I was just like, huh.
Well, that's that thug character, that gangster mentality type character, man.
I
And
keep
that's
waiting for him to say,
wait till
"Welcome."
Wait till John Cena come back and schools you in some thugonomics 101, son.
I will personally go to the nearest arena with a sniper rifle with
No,
some,
don't say that shit.
Hold on, listen.
Say that shit.
With some elephant tranquilizer in it, and as soon as he come
you
out,
kill him. You gonna kill him just because he play an elephant in a motherfucking nut commercial. Don't mean he had elephant in real life, man. You gonna kill him. You gonna hit him with an elephant trank, man. That's like 3 times more than his body. He big, but he ain't that big.
I'm gonna knock his ass out and drag him
Brian
somewhere.
Strowman, elephant tranquilizer. John Cena, horse tranquilizer. You know, make sure you got your levels right, man. You don't want to kill him.
All right. And also thank you for bringing up Braun Strowman for my nomination for 2019's worst segment ever.
Well, okay. Well, I'm going to counter that. And I'm going to go ahead, since I am part of the committee, I'm going to go ahead and nominate Braun Strowman for an Oscar.
For an Oscar?
A fucking Oscar. Because he is in the movie Holmes and Watson with John C. Reilly and Will Ferrell. This shit is excellent.
All right.
Motherfucker, fuck your WWE Slam. He need an Oscar.
He can get the slam too. He can get the slammy for worst segment of the year. 11 days into it, worst segment of the year.
No, it ain't because of Braun, no. That's because of Brock.
Yeah, that's because of Brock. I agree. But they could have given Braun some better lines than what he was throwing out there to that video. Like, they just could have given him some better.
I heard that was unscripted.
Really?
I had heard that whole segment between Brock and Braun was all unscripted, which was like Braun looked like a complete idiot the whole time.
Yeah, because that was it to me. Like, it's not that Braun looked like an idiot. It was just that it should have been more with two guys of their caliber and that are like them. It should have been more physical interaction. Like, really, real talk. It should have been them coming down and just getting into it one time. And maybe somebody put somebody through a table and then the other one walks away. Like, it should have been something like that. But what they gave us was a bunch of talking and a bunch of nonsense and then Lesnar walking around the ring like a bored cat and then leaving.
Yeah, exactly. But check this out. We ain't there to see Braun talk. We ain't there to see Brock talk. We are there to see Heyman talk. But unfortunately, look, Braun hit all his talking points. He hit the pay-per-view topic. You know what I'm saying? He hit, you gonna get these hands. You got all that. Brock Lesnar's backstage, that shit. Paul Heyman's like, let's go this way. The car's this way. Let's go, bro. It's time to go. Brock Lesnar should have said, okay.
Yeah.
Instead, his dumb ass wanted to walk out there and go 38 minutes. Bobblehead, fathead, fucker. Like, they should have just left. It should have been over, and Brian should have been like, well, you know you're going to get these hands one last time, and that would have been it, and the segment over. Not 7 more minutes of...
It was, man. If you didn't get to see it, be glad you didn't get to see it, because it truly just was not worth it. Like, yeah.
It's a throwback to Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker. One of them was like, blah, 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 blah. And the other one was like, oh, blah, 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 blah. And then Paul was like, blah, 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 blah. And Brock was like, blah, blah. and then get these hands, and that was it. That was the whole fucking segment.
Blah blah blah. Rest in peace.
Blah blah blah. Super kick. Blah blah.
Oh, man.
Blah blah blah.
Killing me.
Shawn Michaels blah 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 has a little nasal to it. You know, Shawn Michaels is a little nasally, so you blah 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 blah, and then the Undertaker's like blah 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 blah.
Slap deeper, huh? Well, let me say this on closing note about Wrestle Kingdom, right quick. That this is the first wrestling event that I've ever watched that made me feel like I needed to take notes because it was just that damn good. Like I was like, I want to remember all this shit.
You had to take notes because you can't remember nobody's fucking name. The only motherfuckers you mentioned was American motherfuckers. Oh, that J dude. Oh, that Jay White. Yeah, I know Jay White.
No, I just said I just discovered him. All the matches were A+ matches.
We're Osprey that you said Osprey. You can't even say his right name, man. What the hell?
Why you making fun of me, man?
All the white people. You ain't say one Japanese name until somebody said it for you. And you was like, oh, yeah, I remember spray green mist into people's faces and shit.
Oh, man, you're killing me.
Where is Funaki? SmackDown number one announcer.
Oh, I just saw Funaki at the last pay-per-view.
Funaki's my friend on Facebook, yo.
Is he?
Yeah,
Nice.
me and him, Green Bay Packers fans, man. We be posting shit, bro. We be posting.
Green Bay Packers. Yeah, we all sitting at home this year, ain't we?
Green Bay number one announcer. Yeah, we sitting at home this year, bro.
Kenny Omega, why you trying to kill this man? Oh, good Lord. Why you want to do something like that off the top rope?
He gonna break his motherfucker. Oh, you seen the Dragon Screw yet?
Nah, not yet. He just did the full Nelson friggin' back slam on him from the top rope.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely.
He's dead.
I gotta
Oh
get
my God, he's dead.
I gotta get access back because I gotta start watching more New Japan. Like,
And I gave you that website to go to, motherfucker. Go to the website.
okay, I'll go to the website.
Go to the website and click. It says NJPW. You click that. You can see everything.
That's how I'm watching Wrestle Kingdom right now.
That's what I'm saying. I watched New Year Dash. That was awesome.
All right,
Nice.
Cole, you got any? We're gonna go have to wrap this up because I got a show to do for a half hour here in a quick minute.
Show to
Yeah, fucking show to do, man. We got revolving door episodes. It is 8:00.
All right. Friday, January 18th at 8 p.m. Hood Slam, Chasing Waterfalls.
There you go.
Chasing Waterfalls.
Now, that was another big announcement. And shout out to the
Fuck
Indies.
yeah.
Is that Hood Slam made the announcement that they'll soon be going every Friday instead of just the first Friday of the month?
Yes. Yes,
on.
y'all, and they won't stop until somebody sues them, like Nintendo, Sony, WWE, perhaps, Nikon, Viacom. I mean, I could keep going on companies that could actually sue them, but I don't, because I don't need to add more fuel to the fire. Pro Wrestling Revolution, San Francisco, March 9th. Oh my God, it's so far away. Why am I talking about it? Yeah, this shit's so far away. Everything is so far. Hey, check this out, y'all. January 19th, Saturday, January 19th, 10 a.m. It's going to be a women's march in Oakland. Y'all get there.
All
Bitches everywhere.
Isn't there a NXT event this weekend in the UK?
Oh,
Aren't they doing Takeover UK?
Tomorrow's NXT Takeover Blackpool.
Yeah. Was it like 10 a.m.?
I don't even remember because I'm not gonna watch it. Probably
He's
not
like, I
later.
ain't even trying. I'll tune in that month later.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try to catch that shit.
If it's at 10 a.m., I'll be getting up about that time. Depends on football, too. Ain't some wild card games or playoff games going on?
Yes, there is.
Games going on tomorrow. Yeah. Fuck that. I might have two TVs going. Football on one, motherfucking wrestling on another.
Hey, guys, I think they're both dead.
Who's dead? No, they're allowed. They start moving. They'll start moving. Don't worry.
All right. Like Dean Ambrose. I think they're dead.
At 15-minute, Dean Ambrose fucking laying there. Yeah. And see, that was Vinny Marcelo that fucking took Frankie Kazarian's finisher and fucking swear to God, he didn't move for like 20 minutes. People was breaking down the ring. Everybody had left, and this motherfucker still ain't moved. Like, people was yelling at him. Like, all the wrestlers are outside around the ring trying to go home, and this motherfucker ain't even moved. And we're like, dude, you can get the fuck up now. Like, you ain't hurt. Like, we seen it. You didn't take it all the way. Come on.
So, did you hear about that, John? Dean Ambrose? Dean Ambrose at a live event to oh, man, yeah. So, we'll close on that.
No, yeah,
that
I saw the pictures.
Yeah, that was straight hilarious. I could just see it at that point. It would become a standoff because I'm not leaving till you move. Like, nah, security, go away. I'm not leaving till he moves.
I was with Vinny. I was like, Vinny, we actually can't leave until you get up. Like,
you know,
we all want to go party, and your ass is just laying here sleeping and shit. Like, come on, bro. The show was over 20 minutes ago. Move.
Well, all right, man. Well, I'm gonna run these promos real quick, and then run the outro, and we're gonna get out of here. John, thanks for joining us. We'll definitely be having you back soon, bro. We didn't get a chance to get around.
I loved every second.
No problem. We didn't get a chance to get around to doing the fantasy booking for the return of CM Punk. I actually had a pretty good lineup, so we'll get to that next time. All right, y'all. So that's it. Cole, anything you want to tell the people to do?
Just take it easy and be raw, make an impact, and unleash yourself.
Sounds good to me. Sounds real good. Y'all have a great night. Peace.
Peace.
Hey, listener. Dutch here from Voice from the Underground, the podcast. My co-host and I want to invite you to check out our little corner of the podcast verse. At Voice from the Underground, we talk about all the crazy happening around us and try to make a little bit of sense out of the nonsense with little to no results. If the idea of hearing three semi-intelligent, outspoken nerds talk about politics, social issues, current events, sports, movies, pretty much anything that we decide to talk about because, well, it's our show, appeals to you, grab your shovel and come on down to the underground, and then consult a qualified psychotherapist. Find us wherever you get your podcasts, just not where you buy your weed.
Voice from the underground.
Man brain. You know you want it. You know you need it. Let me introduce you to our team of audio professionals, 100% committed to giving you the greatest extreme comedy podcast of all time.
What's SPH? I'm so super cute.
Send me your orgasmic release videos.
You can get it rootin'. You can get it tootin'. You can get it doing doughies in your yeet. Mi nombre es Tío Yeti. And you just laugh at little Hank. I ain't gonna pretend I is fresh. But looks like you might like that.
And most importantly, I'm Skullfucker. Rah! Go to manbrainpodcast.com to get orally violated. Manbrain out.
So, what's up? Steve Fingerstyles here, the host of the podcast, spelled DA, of course. Tune in each and every week to hear what pisses me off, what angers me, what I make fun of, and of course, my crazy rants. I also have incompetent co-hosts, cool guests, and a silent producer that sucks. So what more do you need from a podcast? You can listen on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn, SoundCloud, and the Pod Bros Network. Peace.